What's going on? We are doing a special episode of the Real Estate Blueprint podcast. We got the fancy ass studios, as you can see. We're gonna see how this particular thing goes, and we wanted to spruce up the content, considering the fact that doing this on Zoom is extremely terrible quality wise.
Not the same.
And we felt bad for doing that to y'all, so we're gonna change up this. Production wise, and hopefully y'all are able to tap in. Be sure to like, subscribe, be sure to follow us as we get into this off this soft relaunch. So let us know in the comments what y'all think about this particular episode. But it's been a while. It's been a minute actually. It's been a minute. A lot of things have happened in the real estate industry. Changes with NAR, the big NAR settlement that now sellers don't have to pay commission anymore, which kind of rocked the markets, but things are still going as they should. But a lot has changed. What have you seen on the mortgage end in today's market?
Do you want to start with that? You want to start with the NAR settlement? You want to talk about that?
Man, listen.
That's the big elephant in the room right now.
All right, we'll go right into it. All right, so the NAR settlement, long story short, which is completely, in my opinion, just completely. Not necessary, but it is what it is because, again, the squeaky wheel gets the oil, right? So the squeaky wheel gets the oil, and all these sellers were complaining, even though they're paying their taxes on their actual net profit, and it has nothing to do about whatever, is on the back end. So that's another story. But long story short, for anybody that hasn't heard, anytime that you're now selling your property, it was customary that the seller was also paying the buyer side commission as well as their own listing agent. And a bunch of sellers started complaining, and lawmakers and policymakers was like, all right, fine, whatever. And now they no longer have to pay the buyer's commission. And a lot of his agents were originally concerned about that because obviously now if you have to have your buyers now pay your commission, now that adds to their closing costs, which, if anybody's using, FHA or VA, NACA, any of those, first-time homebuyer loans, it now increases the total cash to close. So we were worried about that, but I'll leave you with this. At the same time, it is very simple and it's very easy numbers-wise. Like if we really wanted to be gully with it, as far as agents, agents know how to be gully with it, and we could have easily just worked with the numbers. So that way it still benefit out everybody, and you can still get paid your commission.
It's business as usual if you know how to structure it right.
And we're not, to be honest with you, I applaud the agents for doing a good job because everybody's kind of keeping it customary where they're at least coaching their sellers to still be able to pay that commission, considering the fact that it still will bring out a lot of...
The main thing I've seen on the buyer's agreement side, that the buyer can select not to show them any houses if the seller doesn't want to pay. Right. So that can reduce...
Well, that's going to hurt. That's going to...
Yeah.
I think as agents, unfortunately, you're going to be in that position where you're going to have to take your client anyway.
But if they selected it, you're not supposed to...
You don't have to, but we're going to not take them to that house. It's hard.
It's hard.
Yeah. But at this point,
if you have a strong enough offer and it, like you said, the net proceeds still work for the seller.
Why not?
I
don't know. Some of y'all being lazy. It is what it is. Figure it out.
You know what it is? People don't like change in real estate. Change is good long term, but when you're going through it, people don't like going through the change.
Agents thought like the world was coming to an end when we switched out of the book of MLS and switched over digitally. Like, what are y'all talking about? Like, come on now.
It's like Exhibit A right there. So
I don't know. It is what it is. But change in general, life, real estate, business, it is what it is. All the agents know, and all the competitive agents have know how to adjust. It is what it is, and you're gonna have to keep it moving. So that's it with the NAR settlement in its nutshell. And on the mortgage side, we were experiencing I don't want to say record high, but very high interest rates for an extended period of time.
Rates were going up. I was concerned.
Hell yeah, we was concerned. But now where are we at?
FHA 5.5, low fives.
Okay.
Yeah, a lot better than we were a couple months ago. So that helps with buying power, as you can see.
Right.
A lot of people qualify for more with the rates a little bit lower.
Which does nothing but push prices up. Jesus.
Nothing put prices up. And people can bid higher on prices, so...
At this point. No, my buyers are struggling. My sellers are doing well, obviously. Feds are supposed to continue to lower interest. Is that the talks?
Next week, September 17th. They're
the next Fed meeting.
normally when they're projected to lower, the market already adjusts before. So that's the adjustment that's happening right now.
Interesting. Okay, so by the time
so
like
similar
the
to the stocks.
Right. Everything's already kind of priced in already.
Everything priced in, yeah.
So the bank's already assuming that there is going to be a interest rate drop. Is that going to continue, or what do you think?
I think it's going to continue. I personally think it's going to continue, depending on what happens in the world. If something drastic changes that can impact a lot of different industries, then that's a different story. But if we go business as usual and keep things going, then yeah, I definitely see more drops
so then, like,
next year.
So then if that happens, right, and we're in North New Jersey, so if that happens, then, like, I mean, okay, next 5 years.
Next 5 years.
I think it's going to be
2029. Okay.
2029. I think North New Jersey is going to be an absolute shit show.
Let's push it to 2030. 6 years.
2030. Fine. 2030. I see North New Jersey without, like you said, any type of event in which people start losing their jobs, or people start losing their jobs, can't start, affording their mortgage, where they have to either sell, which at that point we're still not going to see foreclosures or anything like that, because people have more than enough equity to sell, unless they bought a year before or maybe a few months or so. So we're not, but that will increase the supply aspect of it, in which prices have the opportunity to come down. But I mean, like, unless something like that on a massive scale, like, I think North New Jersey is going to be a complete shit show. I don't think anybody as a first-time home buyer is going to be able to afford anything in New Jersey. I know a lot of people, especially a lot of the sellers that I'm talking to right now, are either, at least with their primary residence, are either moving out west or down south. And you tell me, you let me know, bro, because I don't see where, unless that event happens, where prices can naturally come down in a place, in an environment like North New Jersey, where we still have an insane inventory supply.
Yeah, that's the big issue, the inventory issue.
So we're screwed.
So basically, yeah, where there's not enough land to build more stuff, and the population keeps growing, even though there's a lot of people exiting the tri-state area, there's still people coming back in.
There's still a bunch of people that's moving in. So
until we fix that inventory issue, in the next 6 years, prices, double? What are you thinking? It's a possibility. Do we want to make that bold statement?
Double? Put it like this.
Because how about from COVID till now?
I agree.
Have prices doubled? The average price, single family house, wasn't it $275 or $300? Wasn't it? Or wasn't that price range?
For a single?
Wasn't it around, like,
I know the average mortgage was hanging around probably like 3.
We don't want to say that. Come on. People are going to wait for 3s, and I don't think we're going to see 3s.
Average mortgage was around $27.53 for like your starter. Like, and now 45-ish average. So like,
you're talking monthly payment, right?
Monthly payment. Yeah. So like, how can you increase the supply in New Jersey without a crap ton of sellers that are putting their homes on the market? We don't have any land. We don't have any space. The only place that you can go is up, which the only things that are going up are multifamily rental units. Apartments. So where's the inventory come from?
But I keep hearing these apartments, they keep building, but they don't have not even 80% occupancy. Is that correct? I don't follow too much.
No, that's actually true. That's actually, I heard, true. But that's because they're also taxing out the wazoo as far as rental prices.
Yeah.
And everybody's not trying to do that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like, I don't know what the developers are, or the investors, when they're putting their project together, how they're running their numbers. But I mean, it's becoming increasingly challenging, which is why they start offering opportunities like, you get 2 months free.
2 months free.
Right? Yeah. So then they start marketing like, yo, your average, they be like, yo, your rent is $2,100. And then you're like, oh, word. And then you click it, it's actually $2,600. But they average it out over the course of the extra 2 months.
It's good marketing.
It's good marketing. I can't even knock it. It's caught a couple of my clients, unfortunately. But it is what it is.
But back to the inventory issue, like you said. North Jersey, people that keep getting priced out of New York, what happened? Come to North Jersey, they go to Long Island. Long Island's already priced. Connecticut, maybe.
Yeah.
If that area keeps getting outpriced, you see a lot of people going to Pennsylvania.
A lot of people are going to Pennsylvania,
South
right
Jersey,
out west. Yep.
South Jersey.
Because the first exodus out of Essex County was Middlesex, kind of, quote unquote, or at least like North New Jersey. And that was like, and obviously they're going through their stuff as well.
And the prices in South Jersey are getting a little more expensive too. Those areas that we weren't really seeing that appreciation. I'm seeing increase because of demand.
And New Jersey is still number one in the country when it comes down to property taxes. Like, what do you do with that? Like, property taxes.
Yeah.
So that's why, like, yes, we're talking about the mortgage or the overall, like, purchase price. But if taxes were cheaper, in theory, you would be able to pay $50,000 more on a property and maybe go up. I don't know. What are your thoughts? $75, $100 for an extra $50,000, like.
Oh yeah.
So roughly about that, depending on interest rates, so on and so forth. But for simple numbers.
Well, but it will be the same monthly payment because if we have lower taxes, higher purchase, it will offset.
So my point is, for $50,000,
you can
you have to, like, it's an extra 50. Let's just call it between $50 and $100 for it. And we're not running the math on it, but just like for simple numbers.
Yeah.
But if the taxes jump up, say, $3,000.
$3,000. Okay.
That's more. If the purchase price stayed the same, $3,000 in taxes. $3,000 in taxes is pretty much it's pretty much around $2,700 a month, $270. I'm sorry, a month, $250.
Okay.
Right?
Because
3 times 12, right. So you're at $3,600, right? Right. So $3,600 for the year is $300 a month. So if it's $3,000, if your taxes jump by $3,000, you pay more. You add another $275, $250 or so more than you paying $50,000 more on your mortgage, like as far as the purchase price.
That's accurate because $50K across 30 years, so that's why it's a lot lower.
Exactly.
But are you seeing your clients' taxes going up by $3,000?
Put it like this: I had to sell two of my properties because freaking North doubled my taxes. How about that? Or if not doubled, like 75% more. Oof. So I had to sell, both of those properties because they doubled my taxes on that case, right? And that's just from a reassessment, right? So that's from a reassessment, and then what happens? Taxes go up or they go down?
Nope.
Exactly, they go up.
Why would the state, the town? Yeah, no.
They're gonna keep going up, right? So like, instead of it's like, yes, the purchase price can go up, but the number that you also need to focus on is that New Jersey is number one in the country when it comes down to property taxes, and an increase there could have more of a severe effect on your mortgage than prices jumping up by another $50,000.
Yeah.
Ironically,
because $50K, let's say that's 10% for the average home right now.
At that point. But it's
that's a bigger impact.
It's unfortunate, but like I just don't see it. I don't see it ending. I don't see it ending, and it's gonna be. I think we're in for a rude awakening. Agents, I think, definitely gonna have to really be on the listening side as they teach us, because I don't see how your first time home buyer is gonna be able to compete, and a good portion of my business are, 80% of my clients, first-time home buyers, maybe a second-time, investment property owner, but that's it. Which speaking of multifamily, the multifamily game, which was really big, it still is, don't get me wrong.
Still is.
But when I first got into the business, we were heavy on multifamily, heavy on FHA, buy a 2-family, 4-family, whatever the case. Is the multifamily game the same?
4-3-2-1 rule.
All of it, load up, buy it with your spouse. Y'all split it in your names. You buy this one, I buy this one. What's your stance on the multifamily game now?
It's still good. You just gotta.
Do you see yourself getting back, staying in, or continue to add to the portfolio on the multifamily game? Right?
Well, not smaller. I'm trying to go bigger. So, right. But if someone started off fresh, if I was starting off fresh, now it would be harder to do what we did at the lower price range, because right now it's tougher for either married couples or boyfriend and girlfriend, whatever the case is, to divide and conquer.
Yeah, it's always extremely high. That's a very good point.
Prices are higher. So you're not able to
scale as fast.
Scale as fast. Plus, with prices being high, you have to, if you're trying to buy another one, you have to hold both mortgages. You have to show enough income for that. So you really got to strategically do that, so you won't be able to scale as fast with this current market. Rents are higher, 100%, yes, but prices are higher, so you have to carry both mortgages.
And are you doing it with long-term tenants still? Are you buying a property? Even if you get an amazing slam dunk deal, you're getting a new multifamily, are you putting long-term tenants in there?
I'll mix it up.
What ratios? You buy a 4-family?
Probably do one long-term.
I'm doing no long-term tenants anymore.
Yeah, no, I hear you on that.
Unless
short-term is definitely the way to go, but that's why the rents keep going up, because all these short-terms are out there.
I'm not doing... Okay, let me back up. In New Jersey, I don't think I'm ever touching a long-term tenant again.
Okay.
Except for...
Tell us the benefits of the short-term then.
Except for control. Most important. Number one, forget the profits. Okay. And I don't want to say forget the profits, but like obviously, if you have the same like projected profits on both.
Okay.
Short term, keeping all short term versus all long term. The short term gives you more control.
Yes.
And in New Jersey, you will lose your shirt. Like you will lose your shirt, and especially for anybody that's starting off, like you really gotta have that one, that first property. You really gotta have it right, because you can't afford to have anybody either not pay or getting stuck or whatever the case, and then you can't get this individual out. And it's very important because it costs too much.
When you're talking about short term, you're talking about only Airbnb, or what are you?
Listen, anything that I can change the locks once their checkout date happens.
Gotcha.
So whether that's short term, you stay for 2 days, or the whole travel nurse game is a little bit different, but obviously they're still out there.
Or the insurance people, insurance stuff that they need a temporary home and insurance.
Oh, like relocation and like a little intermediary pit stop.
I never got touched in that, but I know people that swear by it.
Well, more importantly, like it's stuff that some of the investors that we know are putting heavy emphasis on those government contracts, on those contracts in which people spend a lot of money, and like those that's really really where it's at, because the government spends money worse than the people as consumers.
That's why New Jersey's tax is so high,
and they blame us, and they say we have the problems with our credit. Like, nah, bro, you are in debt, America. So
that's a funny thing. If there was a credit system for like states and things like that.
The credit system?
Like for where are taxpayers' money going? Like if each state or each township or something like that. No one will, of course, they wouldn't oblige by it, but
it's unfortunate, but like I just the whole tax game is another like story, and it's unfortunate.
Yeah, no conversation. Yeah.
But it's running home ownership and entrepreneurship like kind of into the ground, and it's because like even on decent salaries you're getting taxed on that, you're getting taxed on your property taxes, everything that you pay is already going to get taxed. Like it's it's unfortunate, but like it is what it is. But yes, not in North New Jersey. I don't think I'll touch another long-term tenant unless it's Section 8. And respectfully, I think I would want it to be an older individual who just not beat for the bullet, like not beat for the BS anymore. Like they just want to come home, chill, like that. That was my best Section 8 tenant. Section 8 tenant. She did nothing. She never bothered me. It was absolutely amazing. But that's my stance on multifamily. I don't care. I don't care anymore. Short term, at least, yeah. Because it's all, okay. The other issue with the multifamily game, at least when you're doing it for long-term tenants, forget the control aspect. Another aspect of it is just that it's not a good business model, right?
Okay.
The reason why it's not a good business model is because multifamily, having a 4-unit, 3-unit, 2-unit, whatever the case, and you got long-term tenants in there, the reality is that your income is now fixed for the next year if they're on a yearly lease.
Okay.
Right?
True.
But your expenses are going to be so variable.
Okay.
What business model makes sense in which the income is fixed, has no room to scale within a year, if both these things are on a long-term lease, like 1-year lease? You can't change your income at all for a year, but your expenses can be variable.
For short term, your expenses are variable too.
Correct. But at least, for whatever reason, you have that property.
The income is variable too.
Exactly.
So it can go up, but it could go down.
At least if you're running your numbers off the average, if you have something that brings your Airbnb out or makes it stand out, then there's no limit to the income that you can go.
I agree.
Right? So it's also another reason, like just business wise, like imagine as a mortgage officer, they told you every single year your income is going to be capped at this particular amount, but you still exactly like hell no, but still you're going to have to spend money on marketing, you have to spend money on this, like no, exactly. So that's the other thing that just comes with it.
Okay.
But I do understand, and I do agree with diversification. But it as far as the type of tenant that you have in the units, but I that's just my thought process on it. What's the move for you? We'll end it like this, and I do want to ask you one question on Jay-Z. But what's the goal going forward? Like, do you see yourself staying in mortgages? Do you see yourself staying in that line? Do you see yourself going into a different direction? What's your thought process on it?
So for mortgages, no, long term, definitely want to adjust and shift, see what's next move, but definitely want to look into buying more like businesses,
right.
Scaling them up, automating them, if it could be more hands off, and just diversify the portfolio, focus on different investment strategies, live off it, and then keep growing.
What's the most recent business investment opportunity that you were looking at?
What was the recent one? It was one this week. What was it?
We got off-market deals.
Off-market deals. I was looking at an HVAC company.
That's a really good one.
Yeah, but all the way in another state, so I don't know how I feel about that one.
I feel you.
Yeah, so I might look into another bar soon. I was talking to a partner, potentially. He's in the hospitality business, so it will make sense. I was brainstorming, had some good ideas, so that may come up. I'm open. Definitely open to new things, try new things,
right?
Grow, because that's the only way you're gonna grow. Try new things, yeah. Because before we started in real estate, what did we know?
Nothing.
Now we know a little bit more, right?
And we were buying businesses. They were buying mini businesses, and that's all real estate was just mini businesses.
Yes.
No, I feel you. I'm on the same type of time, man. We are just getting the practice of.
I want to be more aggressive though.
Yeah, and right now I'm just focusing on more so creating the business out of real estate instead of like being in like technician mode and just kind of doing everything myself. So I'm considering this time where a lot of agents are adjusting. A lot of agents left the business. A lot of lenders
left the business.
I'm not surprised. A lot of agents left the business. A lot of lenders. A lot of them got jobs.
A lot, yeah.
I get it because like I'm not gonna sit here and be like my business wasn't shifted and impacted, just with the buyers not being able to go into the market, right? Because like it's buyers that are able to get pre-approved. That's no problem. You actually get them their offer accepted,
and then get to the closing table
and get you to the closing table. That's the only way.
You can't celebrate until the deal funds.
Right. So like that part is a very it's that part that like makes it challenging just on the buy side, but you got to adjust. But now you're just working on the marketing systems while a lot of agents are leaving to double down on it, and then obviously take their business that they would have left on the table, and obviously try to bring that home. Last question for you. So let me get your thought process on it. So there was a recent episode on Kevin Hart's, I don't say recent, but like Kevin Hart's podcast where him and Jay-Z was talking about how people would come up to him at family events, functions, holidays, and be like, yo, I got this idea. Like all I need is 5,000, 4,800, 35, whatever the number is, but all I need is it was a chump change amount to like obviously what he's worth. And he was pretty much like, it doesn't really work like that. And it caught the media by storm because in fact you're like, if you have $1 billion, you can't give your cousin, can't give your family member $5,000 for them to go into their business idea or whatever the case. What's your thoughts?
I agree with Jay-Z.
Why?
The reason is that once you start that, it's gonna be everyone and their mother asking for the same amount of money. I would put it like some type of contract. I want to see what type of business plan they have. What's the success rate realistically?
Right.
And then put it at kind of like a loan. Pay me back royalties or something.
I feel you.
Because all right, Jay-Z has $1 billion. He's worth $1 billion. He doesn't have $1 billion in the bank.
Correct. As far as I don't know.
What's his monthly expenses like? $10 million a month?
Yeah, and people don't factor that stuff in. I have no idea. I can't even.
It's probably more.
I can't even. Yeah,
it's probably more.
He's in a different tax bracket than I am, but I get it. Once you do, and it also ruins relationships and so on and so forth.
It definitely ruins relationships, man.
I'll leave you with this.
What would you do?
I would.
Remember, your family's listening.
Listen. If my family listening, listen. I've gave some of y'all money already. Y'all know who y'all are. Y'all giving y'all money already, and next thing you know, y'all was on trips and all that other stuff. So I don't want to So I would. It's hard. It's hard.
Yes
I would.
So
I would, but it'd be very hard.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Success. Oh, but okay. Okay. I would, to your point, and I think somebody else has said this, but I'm not investing in anybody's dreams. All right. I'm investing in proven success. Yeah, to your point.
That's what I'm. Yeah.
To your point, and I'll also I also would consider the Kevin O'Leary method from Shark Tank.
Bro, the royalty thing.
And he was like, "I'll do this. Like, don't act like I'll gift you the money. I'll give it to you. And the caveat is we can never speak about this again. You don't owe me it back. We're never going to talk about it again. And you can never ask me again for money."
Oh.
Which is not bad.
Okay.
So, something to think about as we start this decline here. But definitely like, comment, subscribe. Let us know your thoughts. Let us know what topics y'all want us to bring up. Let us know what guests in the New Jersey area, unless we're going to have to start flying people out here. But let us know what your thoughts on it. And we're here to serve. Austin and my Dominican brother here, John, does real estate more than an agent. Signing off.